Hey guys, it's Johnny Reeds here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. So today we're gonna do a little something different. That I finally do like a bookshelf tour, and then I need to reorganize my bookshelf. I thought I'd kind of film that a little bit. Don't necessarily know how I'm going to reorganize it, but thought I'd just at least kind of, do a little bit of a tour, and then we'll work on reorganizing it. So let me flip you guys around. Okay, I need to get my stool. I have like a little stool here, just because, I mean, I'm not short, but these are very tall bookshelves. So, let me see. There's like a little bit of a shadow. Let me turn the light on. Okay, so I do have like these lights here, but like every time I try to film with them, they just don't look good, and so I don't turn them on all that often. So here is the first shelf that we're going to go over. This is the I guess my fiction, literature, mystery, thriller type book. So like I go over here. Let's see, which ones have I read? So I've read A Man Called Ova, and I read The Inheritance Games, and I really enjoyed those. I've read the first three of those Emily Henry books. I haven't gotten to Happy Place yet, and I really like her. I think she's a really good author. So I just haven't been able to get it worked into my TBR. Hopefully soon I'm going to do just like a non-fantasy month. So maybe we'll get into that. Oh yeah, there's the Thursday Murder Club series right there. Love those. And then let's see. Okay, and then like there's A Thousand Splendid Suns over here. I really love this book. I read it back in high school. It was part of our required reading for AP English, and I really enjoyed it. So going down onto the second shelf. All right, this is kind of sci-fi. Let me back down a little bit. This is the start of my sci-fi section. I only have like 1.5 shelves of sci-fi. So I've got the Three Body Problem series, or I guess what is the actual series called? Days of Earth's Past or something like that. I didn't necessarily like the first book, but I'm kind of tempted to read the second one anyways. I just don't think I was necessarily in the right like mood for it. And like, of course, I was only reading Three Body Problem to watch the series. And of course, like it had part of book 2. And then we've got the James S.A. Corey's The Expanse series. Look forward to starting that soon. And then we've got Scythe, which is awesome. Definitely recommend the Arc of a Scythe trilogy. Hyperion, I did a video on that. And then I've got John Scalzi's Old Man's War series. And then like this little thing here. So these are pew pew shells. And basically when I was in Savannah, my brother and I and some friends went to a range, and one of the guys picked up some of the shells and put a Bible verse in there. It's like kind of cool. And then this is the next shelf. So I've got Split Second, which is pretty good if you like time travel. It's kind of got like a time travel element to it. And of course, I've got the Red Rising series, Annihilation, and of course my Mandalorian helmet. So this is handmade. We 3D printed it, so I guess it's like not necessarily handmade. It's sanded down. Like I sanded it down and painted it and did a lot of the paint work on it and added the screen. So it ended up having a misprint here, and so I kind of made it look like there was like a scar. So it kind of looks like at one point the Mandalorian helmet got cut and then welded back together. Even though I don't think the metal in the Mandalorian suits can be cut and stuff like that. It was the only way that I could explain to fix it. So on this next shelf, okay, I'm going to turn the light on, see if you get a better bit. Yeah. So this is like the start of my hardback fantasy stuff. So I've got Brandon Sanderson. I've got obviously 2 copies of each, like this, the Secret Project here. I've got the Secret Project books here, and I've got the, the Dragonsteel and then Standard Tor published, and then I've got The Way of Kings leather bound, and I've got Warbreaker. I've got a bookmark in Warbreaker because it's on my TBR to read. And then, of course, James Islington's The Will of the Many and Part of the Orange Tree. And then, of course, this right here is not mine. It just was in the room when I moved in. It's my roommate's parents. And this is just a little bit of like lace that I think they bought in Brussels. So back in 1983, so this is before either of us were born. But it was just in here, so I just kind of added it to my shelf. And then of course, like I also have like my bookmarks. So I have like several of these type bookmarks. They're just, kind of cute. So this one is just kind of, books are just word tacos. And I've got like one that looks like a library card insert. And then these books are my book of the month books. So all the way to right here, these Violent Delights. But for some reason, the Bullet Swallower, Immortal Longing, and these Violent Delights don't have the book of the month logo on the binding, but they are book of the month club books. And so I have all of these here. And then of course I've got Daniel Green's Neon Ghosts, and this book right here, Promise of Blood, is actually signed. And it was actually really hard to get some of these books, like the Powder Mage trilogy books, because they don't sell them hardback here in the States. So like some of these were library books, and so they were pretty expensive, especially the signed copy. But I was able to get them, and was super excited about that. And then going on, put the light on here. And then you can see kind of why I need to like redo some of my shelves, because I've got books that have no place to go. So I've got another book of the month club book here. And then of course I've got just some more fantasy hardback. So I will say this. So Blood at the Root is actually by an author who grew up in the town One Over. So which is cool, and it's signed. So he actually went to the Barnes and Noble here and signed some of the books, and I was able to get one. So it's really cool to kind of just have a local author that published a book and be able to support them. So I was really, really excited to see that he had signed some of the books. Yeah. And then I've got, of course, Tracy Wolf's Crave series. And then I do have some room down here at the bottom. So there's my little step stool. It's dusty, yeah, that's dusty. I need dust. Sorry. So, but I've got, some books here. I've got, Tom Hanks published a book recently about that. And then this Silmarillion book right here actually was a gift, was a Christmas gift from my brother, and it is a first edition hardback. So I want to get a case to put it on display, but I just haven't been able to find one that I like, because I kind of want to get it encased and then to have it propped up. But there's just not a lot of manufacturers that have that. It's either like a little stand or a glass case that lies down, not a glass case that like is a stand. So, or a plastic. It doesn't need to be glass, but just like a protective case. And then like a stand on it. I just kind of wish they had those. So, this is my So anyways, so there's that. Oh, and this Happy Place book I bought when I was in London. It's one of my souvenirs. At like Blackwell, Blackstone, not necessarily like, sure, I don't remember. But got that while I was in England. Okay, let's get to this. Okay, so all right. So this is my Harry Potter collection. So I have different Harry Potter covers. So basically, when I had so I had this series, and for a while I hated reading with the jackets on, and so I ended up just like throwing a bunch of them away. And so it's like, well, I need to purchase new ones, and I just kind of wanted something different. So I found these and bought them off of Etsy. It was really cool. And then I have another set of them, the Slytherin edition. So, because that is my house, I am a Slytherin. And then down here is like kind of just the start of my fantasy paperbacks. So this is a giant series by Jeff Wheeler, who, they're just really incredible stories. So like, you have like the Mirwood series, which the first trilogy is here, and then the second trilogy is here, and then he wrote a prequel. But that he wrote that like just recently, and these were like quite a while ago. And then you had the King Fountain series, and that has 6 books. And I think they're like doing a sequel saga. And then you have the Harbinger series, which is 5 books, and this is a sequel to both of these, which is kind of cool. And then I've got the Wing Feather Saga, and I've got the Green Ember series here, and I've got a little bit of a Joe Malone spray. My cat's litter box is in here, and so whenever it smells, and after they've covered it up still, I just spray that in the room so it smells better. All right, and then down to the next shelf, I've got let's see, just more paperbacks. I've got some TJ Klune books. I've got Legends and Lattes over here, Howl's Moving Castle. There's just more paperback, and of course, like I went to the University of Alabama. I'm going to slide this over, and so I love elephants. They're my favorite animal. So I actually bought these when I went to the beach on Tybee Island at the Savannah Market when I took my friends there. And then I have a Quentin Dial Alabama football, that I got at a charity auction for that I just bought at a charity auction. And then, let's see. And then I've got just more paperbacks here. Got the Inheritance Cycle there, and my Lord of the Rings. I actually do have like a vinyl cover Lord of the Rings, but that is in my office at work. And then here's another Joe Malone candle. This is Peony and Blush Suede. It's my favorite scent. I have cologne in that scent. I love it so much. It's expensive, so I can't get it often. So I have to if I get it, I have to make sure I use it for make it last. Let's see. And then here's some more paperbacks. I've got Dungeon Crawler Carl series, and then I've got the Sun Eater series. I've got American Gods over there, and I've got Ty Williams, the Dragonbone Chair, and then the first 2 Dresden File books. So I'm and so I'm running out of room. I do have some room, but I just want to reorganize it. Sorry, I just want to reorganize it some, just because it's not. Not all of the books are together that I want them to be. And then I've got some more. I got the Malazan series, and I've got paperback versions of the Day of Fallen Night and Prairie Orange Tree. They're just so long, so it's just easier for me to hold a paperback, and that's kind of why I have those. And then And these are some more just kind of like historical fiction. I believe River of Gods is actually a non-fiction book. And then I've got some just books in German. So I was a German minor in college, and so these are some of the books that I had to read for school, except for Beautiful Creatures. That was just kind of like a souvenir, which I don't know why I didn't just get like an actual German book. I just got an American book translated into German. So let's see. And then this corner is usually lit, but there's like a lamp behind me. So I moved that just for this video. So this is my like Christian bookshelf. I've got like a bunch of C.S. Lewis here, and just some like nonfiction Christian literature. Just because I do like to read some Christian philosophy and memoirs and stuff like that. So. And then we're going to go on to the last bookshelf here. So I've got my Brandon Sanderson shelf here. And then, of course, I've got Lee Bardugo's Grishaverse. And then, of course, When the Moon Hatched was right there next to Rule of Wolves. But after I took it out, I couldn't put it back in. So it's just kind of sitting there. And then I gave Robin Hobb her own shelf. And like I really like you can't really see these shelves, and I really want them to be seen, so I kind of want to move them over. So I think that's what I'm gonna do is just kind of move them over. And then I've got my Wheel of Time series. I haven't started this yet. My goal is January 1st to start this series. January 1st of 2025 is to start this series, and I really want y'all to hold me accountable to it. So. And then I've got Fathom Folk by Eliza Chan. I actually quite enjoyed that book. It was a rough start, but pulled through. And then I've got the Dandelion Dynasty here. So love that. Just kind of like having all my epic fantasy books together. And then I'm gonna put these up here. So these were sitting on the shelf below. This is the Icanius trilogy. And they used to be on this shelf, but have since lost their home. And just because of the fact that like I don't have any more room, and I'm actually I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with John Gwyn's, because we still have the last Bloodsworn saga coming out in October, and I need to find a place to put that. And there is literally no room on this shelf, so I need to figure out something. And then I have my Stephen King shelf. So I've got this kind of organized by like the Castle Rock books, and then I've got Tommyknockers right here, and then over here is just like these two books kind of companion the Dark Tower series, and then I've got the Dark Tower series, which I just finished. I'm going to do a video on these, several videos on these, so hopefully I'll be able to get that started soon. And then just some more Stephen King's. I've read Fairy Tale, haven't read The Institute yet, but I'm hoping to. And then Billy Summers, and of course Salem's Lot. And I really liked this hardcover of Salem's Lot. That's why I got it. Just because of the fact like it doesn't have a dust jacket on it. It just like, I wish hardback would be printed like this more often, where the dust jacket is actually just like glued or like, fastened on to the, cardboard binding. And down here, I've got some more fantasy novels. I have two Game of Thrones, and I know that they're not in order. I don't plan on getting more Game of Thrones books. I have issues with George R.R. Martin, and that's a video in itself. So anyways, and I've got, the Jade. I've got the Greenbone saga there. And then I've got, the Poppy War and the Gilded Ones I'm really looking forward to. The reason why I haven't started reading that one is because I want to wait for the third one to come into to paperback. And then of course my last shelf, everyone's favorite series here, the Sword of Truth series. I know that nobody likes this series and that nobody really likes Terry Goodkind. So like I had bought this series because I was really wanting to look for some older fantasy, not necessarily knowing Terry Goodkind, but since I have it, I'm still going to read it, and maybe I can do like a joke sesh talking about the series. And then, of course, I've got my Sarah J. Maas books. You know, I only have Queen of Shadows because I did the first three through audiobook, and so I've got to get that back on here. But you know, these are part of my list, and I don't have the rest of the Court of Thorns and Roses because those are supposed to be the original three. It's like I mean, it doesn't make sense to continue reading on if it's a brand new story if I don't like these three. So this is like a trilogy set. So and then of course I have because I wanted to get a first edition of the third book. So I have the third book on hardback for that Crescent City book. So yeah. So you can see me now. All right. So that is my bookshelf tour. You know, kind of at like 20 minutes or so here. So I might make this just one video. And then I think what I'm going to end up doing is just do a separate video of me reorganizing my shelves, because I kind of want to talk about like where I want to do stuff, but I don't want my videos to be like super long. So yeah, I don't want them to be, I don't know. So I probably am at some point this week going to film the reorganization and post that next week. And also I think I'm going to start posting on Mondays just because life is about to get really busy. So in my church, there's a lot of things starting back up again with school starting for a lot of families. And so I'm going to start getting a lot busier during the week. So it's just easier for me to like film on Saturday, be able to do stuff with friends on Saturday night, and then Sunday afternoon edit, and then schedule it to post on Monday. So I know like for a little while it's been posting on Sundays, but I'm not going to be able to get it edited before like nighttime on Sunday. So I'm going to start posting on Mondays. So hopefully you guys, you know, continue to watch and, you know, just look forward to having something to watch on Monday, whether you're at work, school, you know, or you're, you know, home. So yeah. But anyways, that's my bookshelf tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys watch the next one as I'm going to reorganize it so that I can get some of these books actually in a place. So anyways, oh, and also follow my social medias. I have not been posting great on there. I got to figure out some content that I want to do steadily on my social media stuff. But hopefully I can start getting regular on that. But go ahead and follow me on Instagram and, you know, X and Goodreads. I do post to Goodreads often just because I like to keep up with what I'm reading. But anyways, this is Johnny Reads. I hope you've had a good day, and I hope you guys have a blessed one. Over and out.